Fuck you, bullshit, bitch. Elle a nous la finale. Elle a nous la finale. Oh, raciste. Raciste. Raciste.
You see this video, the reason why I played it like that is just so that you can just see it all in its entirety, you know what I'm saying? So that there's just no holds barred. Because this is one of the worst videos I've seen. Not only is it racist, it's also homophobic, Islamophobic, it's all of that. But one of the worst, the reason why I say it's one of the worst videos I've seen, yeah, in terms of in that regard, is because this guy is on his own. If you look around, this is not like a white man thing or a black man thing, because normally when you see racism or you see anything like that, and you're in the football world, it's like it's a cult of them, it's a group of them, and it's a culture, it's like a cultural thing. We kind of say, yeah, it's a cultural thing and that type of thing. But this guy is on his own. If you look at the people around him, they're all embarrassed. They're all embarrassed for my man. Do you know what I'm saying? All of them around him. So this ain't no thing of this a white guy. This is what white. It's not nothing like that. I saw a few comments online of people saying, "Oh yeah, this is, of course it would be a white man," or of course it ain't nothing like that. It's nothing to do with that. Nothing. This is a man on his own, because a lot of the time it's a cult thing, and this weren't no cult. This weren't no cult thing. This is just him on his own. The people around him are all embarrassed. He's there on his own doing his own thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought we would. I thought not say we're done with these days. I know it's ingrained in certain people, but firstly, you're not taught how to be racist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sorry, you're taught how to be racist. It's learned behavior. Yeah, you're not born racist. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I'm trying to think, he's being recorded and he's still carrying on. And I'm looking at this guy thinking, you've got this much hatred in your heart that you have to do this. You have to say more than what you have to say. Like you feel like this is what's needed to hurt somebody, because you feel like I have to say something that's going to get to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to figure out what it is, that we've got to a point where we've done so much in the game to try. Like if you go up in London or you're in the football world, they do so much effort to try and get people to get out of this mindset, or to let you know this is not the way forward. Everyone feels how they feel, but there's certain things that everyone's done. So like what they do in the Premier League is when the Muslims are fasting, they let them have breaks to go and break their fast during the Premier League games and stuff like that. The biggest footballer in the Premier League and the best footballer in the Premier League right now is Muslim, Mohamed Salah. I don't understand. What are we saying? We can't appreciate greatness on the pitch? What are we saying there? Man's got his face out. He's there talking to the camera, saying all types of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you think is going to happen there? You can only say those type of things, yeah, if you feel like you're safe and you've got people around you. He's doing it on his own, so he's clearly brave. He's clearly brave. I don't know, man. I just see it as like, I see it as one of the worst ones I've seen, because I just see it as he feels like he can't get to them and feels like, oh yeah, I've got to say something that's going to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I expect that. I find it quite funny that all everyone's talking about that I've seen like is Arteta out, PSG, Arsenal, and no one's talking about this issue. And to me, this is a bigger issue. A lot of people that might not care, but these are the things that affect me day to day. You know what I'm saying? That man's have to go through, that the people go through, that the man them go through. We don't go through it day to day, because in London it's not so much. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean. Anyone can say anything, and people are kind of aggy anyway. So, well, people must be thinking it day to day, but no one. Something like that where you feel like you're protected and you're on this side and they're on that side. You can say what you want to say. You know what they say? Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. It's not true. It's true to a certain extent when you're young, but it ain't true in real life. How much effort and how much things that people have done to try and create equality, women's game, black people, Asians, white people. That there's already a issue with stereotypes, with people thinking about Islam and terrorism and all that type of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So this terrorist, there's extremists all over the world in every religion. And if you actually do your research, Islam is one of the most peaceful religions. I don't know what people, and not only that as well, you can't like, you're saying things to somebody, and it's not, you can't look at somebody and say they're a Muslim. Muslims can look at anything. You can't just say anything to anyone and think that, oh yeah, this thing is gonna hurt you, because that's the whole point. You can't do that, because there's repercussions and consequences for everything. And everyone can say anything they want to say, but also a lot of the time people don't like the reaction. So if somebody reacts a certain way, people might be like, oh, you done too much, that you done too far. No, maybe you didn't do too far. Maybe you didn't. Who's to say what a man's reaction is gonna be? A man thinks he can say what he wants to say to anyone, so my reaction might be over the top as well. That's how it works. And now I'm not seeing anyone talking about it. So that's the reason why I'm decided I'm going to talk about it. Because I'm watching them thinking, what's wrong with my man? You think you can just go around saying anything to anyone? You're talking about gay people. You're talking about um Muslims. You're talking about this. You're talking about French this and all of that. What you're losing the plot, bro. You're losing the plot. And then you're saying, yeah, England. Like that's what England represents. Like there's people in England that you feel like, yeah, this is what we represent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there are people that represent that, but there's a hell of a lot of people that don't. And of course, the stigma is going to be, yeah, it's typical white man, but it's not white. Not all white people are like that. White men are not like that. I know a whole heap of white men that are nothing like my man. Don't get it twisted. Don't think one section of man is the same as another. They're not like that, bruv. Know what I'm saying? I grew up. I've grown up around white people my whole life. Loads of black people, loads of white people. They're not like him. They embrace man, see them, they're normal, man. They're not like that. So I see that there. That's why man just thought, let me just touch on it a little bit. Just to you know what I mean? Just to get my thoughts out there. Because I don't really understand what he was trying. And I expect them to do their due diligence and just ban him from every football all over the world, man. All of this banning man from one stadium and all of that, forget all that. Just ban man from football, period. Just exile man. You're out the thing, because the people around him, they weren't hearing it. They were like, don't know what he's on his own thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people I was seeing online as well was saying, oh yeah, they should have stepped in and that. It's not every time you can always step in, because when a man is at that point and at that far down the line, it might not even be clever enough to step in, because you don't even know where his mind's at. He might not even be well. He might be mentally unstable. You don't know. So it's not all the time you have to step in. You get me? But they definitely weren't co-signing what my man was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, come on, man. It's a joke thing, but I just thought I'd give my views. And I was going to say a lot more than this, you know. I was about to come on and say a whole heap of things, but I thought, you know what? Let me not just turn it into some, I mean, it's too fiery and all that. I thought, let me just say it in a peaceful, calm way. And because I was going to say it in a completely different tone and a completely different attitude. But I thought, let me do it in a way that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on that alone. That's why I left the video in there as raw as it is. You know what I'm saying?